Right, hello everyone and welcome to this new video on the channel. So today I'm going to be ranking the League 2 away days for the 23-24 season. So we are nearly in the 24-25 season, so I want to get this video out before we got into that. So if you're wondering why Stockport and Wrexham and Forest Green are in this video, then it is for the 23-24 season. So just if you're confused, that is why. So straight off the bat, this is going to be a very difficult video to do, and I'm not going to lie, I'm going to contradict myself a lot here because there are lots and lots of different factors that make an away day. And just because one has got something better than the other doesn't mean that it is a better away day. So, for example, MK Dons you can fit a lot of fans into, but you might have, a ground with a smaller and not as good actual stand for the away end, but the actual day itself might be better, which puts it above it, and vice versa. So there's going to be a lot of contradictions by me, so if you're in the comments thinking that, then that is why. So lots and lots of different factors for an away day. Like I said, you've got the location of the ground, you've got the actual away end itself, the concourse, what pubs are around it, what there is to do, what sort of atmosphere you can create, so many different factors. So I'm going to do my best to put them in an order, and also this isn't just based on my my actual experience of the away day, because the worst away day for me this year was Wrexham, but it's not going to be at the bottom. It's just kind of taking everything into consideration and trying to put it into a table to create the best away days from best to worst. So all of these, apart from two grounds, I have done as an away day, and they are my own team, Doncaster Rovers, but I know what's around the ground, I know where away fans go and stuff like that. And the other one is Tranmere Rovers, which I did as a neutral on a weekend in Liverpool, but when I did it, I pretty much did everything that I'd do if I went on an away day anyway. So yep, so anyway, here is my list of the 24 League 2 clubs from worst to best. Okay, so let's start from the bottom then, and I think these bottom three teams, most people will have these as the bottom three, but maybe in different orders. So I'm going to start off with mine. In 24th, I've gone for Forest Green Rovers, who actually finished 24th in the league as well. So yeah, it's just a weird one, Forest Green. To be fair, when I went, I had a very, very good time. Rovers got the first win of the season there as well, but as a whole, yeah, it's not a good one. It's in the middle of nowhere, very, very hard to get to, very little around it as well. Like I say, you have got a small fan zone outside, but you are open to the elements if it is a bad day. The away end is awful, uncovered terracing all around. You've got a few seats that are covered, but that is very, very minimum. You can't drink inside the ground due to it being in view of the pitch. And vegan food were pretty nice, to be fair, but like I say, if you're not a fan of vegan food, you've not really got a choice, to be honest with you. Like I said, when we went, it were pretty good, but it were in the middle of September. I were in shorts. It were a lovely day, but I can imagine if it were cold Tuesday night in December, it'd be a completely different story. In second bottom, I have gone for Barrow. The away end is pretty awful, to be fair. I mean, I've not been in since they've redone the new one, but I've been told it's just as bad because basically the roof doesn't work. It don't protect from any rain because there's gaps in it, and there are a hell of a lot of poles in the way, so you are restricted view. The away end we went in, we had a plastic sheet between the home and away fans, which kind of restricted your view of seeing the goal, and then a bit by the corner flag was blocked off as well, so very restricted view. And it's just in the middle of nowhere. Even Carlisle, the local rivals, it's hard, for them to get there. Never mind from Donny, or I mean, imagine even like London, stuff like that. It's an awful, awful place to get to. Not a great deal around the ground. But I've got quite a good fan zone, to be fair, but apart from that, there's not really a lot to Barrow. In third bottom, I've gone for Gillingham. The temporary stand says it all, really. Luckily, I've been twice, and we only had a tiny bit of rain the second time I went, so I got quite lucky with that. But if you go on a night where it's absolutely pissing it down, I can imagine it is a nightmare, because even the concourse is out in the elements as well. That is outside, and there's not really anything around Gillingham, to be fair. There's one pub, but that's about it. And the only positive, I suppose, is it's quite close to London, so it's about 45 minutes on the train away. So yeah, you can kind of make it a London away day if you want to, but other than that, it's not the best of away days. In 21st, I've gone for Crawley Town. The away end's not the best, to be fair. It is a terracing, which is quite nice, because you don't get that many nowadays, but it's a very small away end, and the catering options are very, very basic. You can't drink in the ground because it is in view of the pitch, and the food we do have isn't the best. The good thing that Crewe do have, though, is the bar is one of the best I have been in, and the away fans in as well, which is nice. And if it's a nice day, we've got quite a lot of stuff outside. We've got like a pizza van. You can take your drinks outside. It's pretty good, to be fair, for that. But like I say, not too much around Crawley either, near the stadium. So yeah, it's not terrible, but it is definitely one of the lower ones. In 20th, I've gone for Colchester United. The away end's pretty good here, to be fair. It's quite a new stadium. It reminds me a lot of a smaller version of my team, Doncaster Rovers. So, you know, you're always going to get a decent seat no matter where you sit. But in terms of the ground itself, it's literally right off the motorway. So it is in the middle of nowhere with very, very little around it. You have got a bar, which they do let away fans in, and a big screen outside. When I went, it were end of November, so it was way too cold to be standing outside with a drink, so we went inside, which was pretty basic, to be fair. So, like I say, it's not bad. There's, facilities are pretty good, but there's just absolutely nothing to do around the stadium. In 19th, I went for Harrogate Town. This is one way. It really depends on how you get there, because if you went on the coach, I'd imagine it'd be one of the bottom ones, but both times I've gone on the train, and it is a pretty good day, to be fair. So the town centre is pretty good. You've got a Spoons, which is like a castle, and quite a few other pubs and stuff around at the centre which you can go in. But in terms of the ground, the town centre is about a 35-minute walk away, so if you're not able to do that, or you have gone on the coach, then you are stuck at the ground, and there is literally nothing to do at the ground. You can't, like I say, you can't have a drink in the stadium. Concourse-wise, there's no concourse. They've kind of split the away fans into two stands, one on the side and one behind the goal. And basically, I had a mate who were in the side stand, and we couldn't even talk to each other because we had a chat kind of in the tiny area where you can meet, and they basically said, either order some food or go back to your seats. So yeah, very, very limited in terms of what is actually at the stadium, but in the town centre, it is pretty good if you go on the train. In 18th, I went for Salford. Probably the only good thing about this is you are quite close to Manchester, although when I did it, we stopped in Blackpool for a weekend and went down on the coach. But I've been told it's quite hard to get to from Manchester, a bit awkward with public transport to Salford. But nevertheless, there's not a great deal around the ground. The away end, the terracing's alright, but it's not the best, and the facilities in the ground are pretty poor. You can tell they've spent all the money on the players and trying to get them up the leagues as quick as possible rather than the concourse and stuff like that. Worst toilets I've probably ever been in at the football as well, and my girlfriend said the women's were absolutely shocking. So yeah, not the best, to be fair, with Salford. In 17th, I went for Wrexham, and if this were based on my experience of going to games, if I were ranking them from best to worst, just from my experience, Wrexham would be bottom because we had a shocking experience. We set off nice and early, due to get there nice and early so we could have a look around, but we got stopped at Chester Services by Welsh police for about an hour, and then they escorted us to the ground, made us basically go straight back in, straight back out afterwards onto the coach. Inside the stadium, very, very basic catering. Like I say, we sold out. They'd sold out of food very, very early. They'd even sold out of water, and it was 30 degrees in the stadium, absolutely boiling. And when we said, have you got any water, they basically blamed us for drinking too much of it, which is 30 degrees heat, absolutely boiling. Like we were at top, it was like being in the greenhouse. It was absolutely awful. And like I say, very, very limited facilities there. But I heard those who went on the train had a very, very good time. So if I did it again, I would definitely do it on the train. And so then I can get a more even opinion of what it's actually like. In 16th, I went for Mansfield Town. I've all done this on the coach and we went straight in, but I'm just not a fan of Mansfield away. I mean, we sold out and the concourse was, like I say, it's got a fence up there, so it feels like you're kind of caged in. And if you do bring a large away following, then it is very, very cramped in there, and you've got to kind of fight to try and find some space. Like I say, the ground's not bad. It's a pretty nice ground, to be fair. Very, very limited food options and stuff like that. It sold out most of it at half time. And I don't believe there's that much to do around it. Like I say, I've never done it on the train, so I can't give a very accurate description. But from what I'm told, it's okay. Not the best, not the worst, but I'm just not a fan of Mansfield away. In 15th, I've gone for Swindon Town. So there's not really anything bad about Swindon, but there's not really that much to shout about either. In terms of the stadium, it's quite a rundown one, but to be fair, you do get a decent view if you are an away fan. The concourse is really, quite run down, to be fair. We've got the basics in there, food and drink wise, but not a great deal of options. And around the ground, they said we could go in their bar and the cricket club. They were like the place for your away supporters could go, but neither would let us in. So we had to walk about half a mile down to find a Hungry Horse pub, which were pretty good, to be fair, pretty standard for an away day pub. So like I say, not too much wrong with it, but not much to shout about either. 14th, I went for Walsall, very similar to Swindon, not much wrong with it, but not much to shout about. View from away end is pretty decent, to be fair. Catering wise, we've got 2 burger vans on either corner and then a bar in the middle, so it's pretty nice having the bar separate because the queues aren't as bad usually because you've got people for food going to the corners and then people going for drinks in the centre. In terms of around the stadium, there's not really a lot. Last time I went there, bar and it weren't open yet. I think we're refurbishing it, but it has opened since. In terms of getting there, you can get a train direct from Walsall Town Centre to the ground, which is right next to it. So if you're going on the train, you can go into Walsall first and then do that. But if you are like going on the coach or driving, you probably haven't got time to do that. So, like I said, very similar to Swindon. Not much bad, but not much good either. In 13th, out for Newport County, and the best thing about Newport County is we've actually got a pub in the away end itself. The away fans get their own pub, which is brilliant. It's got loads of like Newport memorabilia and a lot of the rugby stuff as well in there. Decent selection of pints as well, and it's just a really good place to like chill and spend a bit of time there before the match starts. Because of that, we heard about that. We didn't really have a look around Newport itself, but I have heard there's quite a few pubs, a few spoons and stuff like that around as well. In terms of where you sat, you're kind of on the side in the newer stand. It's not bad, to be fair. Like I say, pretty basic, but it does the job, and it's quite a quirky ground, Newport. I do like it. Each stand has got something a bit different about it. So yeah, food options are pretty limited. It were just got a burger from like a burger van, which weren't the best burgers, to be fair, but like I say, I think that pub kind of gives it this rating on its own. In 12th place, I went for MK Dons, and controversially, I quite like MK Dons away, but I think that's mainly because it was kind of mine and my dad's first away game together, that we did properly, like going on the bus and having a few drinks and stuff like that. So kind of got good memories from that. But in terms of around the ground, there's plenty of food places, like all your chains like Bella Italia, Nando's, TGI's, stuff like that. So we went in TGI's because we couldn't find a pub or out, so I thought we'll get some food, we'll get a drink with our food, and we went in and we had a massive bar in the middle full of Rovers fans, which was really good. It is quite expensive in there. It's like $6.50 a pint or something like that, which is ridiculously expensive. And there's like no pubs anywhere near it unless you get like a bus into the city centre. The stadium, you get a good, like I say, you're in the top tier now, you get a good view, and it is a lovely stadium. It's, like I say, it's only a fifth full, if that. So atmosphere, there's not a lot of atmosphere. And yeah, facilities inside, the kind of what you expect from these new stadiums, pretty standard football catering. So personally, I don't mind MK Dons, but I can see why a lot don't like it either. In 11th, I went for Morecambe, the last of the League Two clubs I just ticked off. And it's pretty good, Morecambe. They've got a pub right outside the stadium, which lets in away fans, which I think it's a Hungry Horse, but they had the early kick-off from a Prem game as well. So pretty nice to just chill in there, have a few pints and watch that. In terms of the ground, you've got the terracing, which is pretty good. I've heard it's a bit cramped behind it. I've never been in the terracing, but I have heard it's a bit cramped in the concourse, but nevertheless, it is supposed to be a pretty good terrace. And we were on the side stand in the seats, and it were pretty good, to be fair. You had a good view. It goes quite high up, so you can have a good view of the full pitch. And food and drink options are pretty good. One of the best pies I've ever had at the football, and plenty of drinks on offer as well. So yeah, quite like Morecambe. And of course, you can go to the seaside before or after the game if you want to as well. Moving into the top 10, and in 10th, I've gone for Accrington Stanley, which I think is a pretty underrated away day, to be fair. The ground itself, to be fair, the stands aren't great. You've got the uncovered terrace, which my girlfriend, she said she's been on a first game at season and she got sunburnt. We went last season and we had torrential rain and 40 miles per hour winds, and we got absolutely soaked to the bone. So we were in terrace at first half, moved into the seats in the second half, but we're only like 3 or 4 rows back. So, and with the wind, that didn't help us keeping dry either. So yeah, seating's not great, but it's pretty good. We've got their own bar which lets away fans in as well. We never went on that. We went on the train and got there quite late anyway. But in town centre, there's a few pubs, there's a Spoons, and yeah, it's got kind of everything you need for an away day. It's pretty good, to be fair. In ninth place, I went for Bradford City. This is one of them where I'm going off a lot of other people's opinions rather than my own. I've only been twice, and both times went on the coach and went straight in from there and had a drink in the concourse. Yeah, the away end's pretty good if you're on the side. I've not been behind the goal, I've only been on the side. You got a good view of the two bigger stands, which are opposite, and yeah, you got a decent view of the pitch no matter where you sit. Concourse can get quite cramped if you have sold it out. If you've not brought that many, then it's not too bad. And I've heard, like I say, around the city centre, there's plenty to do. It's about a 20-minute walk from the station to the ground, I think. And yeah, plenty of Spoons, plenty of pubs, plenty of food places, stuff like that. So yeah, like I say, this is one where I'm going off other people's opinions. So I think ninth place is pretty fair. In 8th place, I've gone for Tranmere Rovers. This is only one of two that I've not actually done as an away day. Like I say, went to Liverpool for the weekend and did Tranmere while we were there, as it would be on the ground that I needed to complete League 2. As when we went to do with the Rovers away fixture, we were on holiday in Malta. It got moved to a Friday due to the Merseyside derby. Being on the same weekend, we were due to land back Friday, go Saturday, but we just didn't know where we could get there. So we did it as a neutral while we were in Liverpool. And yeah, main thing is, like I say, very, very close to Liverpool itself. Literally 15-minute Uber ride from Liverpool City Centre to Prenton Park. And yeah, I had a good time there. Like I say, plenty to do in Liverpool. Around Tranmere itself, there's not a great deal, to be honest with you. There's a pub near the ground for away fans. We've got a fan zone as well, which were pretty good, to be fair, but we did kind of go straight in because the one thing that we're ashamed around the outside is we were literally nowhere for food. So we went in and got a kebab wrap, which were lovely, and had a few pints in the concourse. But yeah, it's not a bad stadium, Tranmere, to be fair. The away end's pretty good. Like I say, got plenty of food and drink that you can have there as well. So yeah, that's why Tranmere are where they are. In 7th, I went for Sutton United, and I know what a lot of people are thinking. Sutton is not a good away day, but it is very, very close to London. I class this as a London away day. Like I say, it is just a quick overground train from London to Sutton. So you've got all London, like I say, that you can explore. And in terms of Sutton, I think I ranked it bottom in terms of the grounds in League 2. It's not a great ground. The away end is basically like a cabin with some terracing in. We've got a bit of a fan park behind the stand, which it's not too bad, to be fair. We've got, like I say, they sell food and drink, and it's not too bad. Like I've had a lot worse. It is open to the elements though, so if it is a rainy day, then you are gonna get wet in the concourse. Like I say, not a lot actually around Sutton itself, but you have got London not too far away, which is why I've put it in 7th. And in 6th, for very, very similar reasons, but I think this is a bit of a better away day, I've gone for AFC Wimbledon. Like I say, just a very quick underground and a train ride from London city centre. And Wimbledon's actually got a bit more about it, to be fair. It's got a few more pubs. There's more to do around the ground. Like I say, you've got food outlets and that. It's a better stadium. You got better view of the pitch. Concourse, just like Sutton, it is outside, so if it is raining, and you are going to get wet. But yeah, food, pie were pretty nice that I had there. I had chicken botty pie, which tasted really nice. Like I said, we do drinks outside as well, so plenty of option in terms of food and drink. It's it gets mixed reviews for the stadium. I quite like it. Plenty of stuff to do around Wimbledon, and you've got London not too far away. In 5th place, I've gone for my own team at Doncaster Rovers. So this is the only other ground that I've not done as an away day. But like I say, I know where the away fans go. I know what's around the stadium. And I only really hear good things from away fans, to be fair. We've got Bellevue Bar, which is a bar that lets away fans in as well, which is attached to the stadium. We've got a fan park outside as well when the weather's nice. With DJ and stuff like that. In terms of away pubs, you've got the you've got the Beefeater just down the road, which lets away fans in. In town, you've got pubs in abundance just to choose from. You've got so many choices of pubs, and like I say, plenty of food, plenty of drinks places in the town centre. It's one of them where even if you come in the coach, you are going to have stuff to do, because like I say, you can go in the Bellevue Bar, you can go to the Beefeater, and then like I say, if you're on train, you've got so much choice. And the away end itself, it's a big away end. You can pack out those 3,000 behind the goal. Concourse is pretty nice. You've got plenty of food and drinks options. We've upgraded our food, so the food there is really, really good now. So yeah, I think 5th place is pretty reasonable for my team. In 4th place, I've gone for Notts County. Now, unfortunately, I've only done this once, and it was on Boxing Day, so there was basically no public transport. So we had to go on the coach to this, but there are plenty of bars around Notts County Stadium. We've been on the right side of the bridge, so you can. There's plenty of choice. You've got Hooters. I can't remember the bar just near the ground, but that's supposed to be pretty good as well. So plenty of bars, plenty of food places, and the stadium itself is really, really nice. One of my favourites. The concourse can be a bit cramped. It is only a small concourse, but like I say, food and drinks options, pretty basic to be honest with you. Not a great range of choice, but other than that, lovely stadium. Away end's pretty good. You can take a very big following as well and really pack it out and make some noise. Plenty of stuff around the stadium, which is why I've put Notts County in 4th. In 3rd place, I've gone for Stockport County. A very, very good away day at Stockport County. I always enjoy going. I've done it twice on the train, and it may be a bit biased because it is only a short train drive to Stockport from Doncaster, but to be honest, I'm not a fan of the away end. I don't think the away end is that great, but or the concourse, but it's one of the places that is just packed with pubs and stuff to do. It's always a good laugh, Stockport. I always enjoy it. It's one of them I can't really justify it too much because I'm sure like those from the south will have it nowhere near 3rd, but if you've done Stockport away, you'll know it is a very, very good day. Plenty to do. Probably best pie in the EFL in my opinion as well. Their pies are absolutely delicious. So yeah, it's one I always look forward to in the calendar. I'm gutted we're not going to be in the same league next year. And yeah, Stockport take the bronze medal. In 2nd place, I've gone for Crewe Alexandra. Done this one 3 times, once on the coach, twice on the train, and it is a very good away day if you're on the train. It's literally a 2-minute walk from the train station. It is dead close, and you can literally see the stadium as you get off the train. Absolutely loads of stuff around it. Plenty of pubs, like you've got Brewers Fair if you've got like families and stuff like that, and then you've got loads of pubs to choose from in the city centre. They were a bit strict with us when we went this time. It had been a playoff and a sellout game, but other times I've gone, but basically they're pretty sound everywhere. It's got probably one of the best chippies in the EFL, or probably the best now Rochdale are in the EFL. Really, really nice chippy across from the ground. The function room that they didn't let us in first time we went, but we did last time we went, is really nice as well. A massive function room, plenty of choice of food and drink, and yeah, the away end, I quite like being along the side of the pitch, to be fair, and I quite like Crewe's away end. I mean, it's probably one of them that's going to get mixed opinions, but I do like it. The concourse area isn't great. It was really cramped in the playoff game, and they don't have a lot of option, to be fair. It's basically Carlsberg in a bottle, and then your standard food. So yeah, Crewe are going to take the silver medal for me. And coming in at number 1, my favourite away day this season, my favourite away day in general. It's the one I always look forward to on my calendar. I always plan in advance for this one. It's Grimsby Town. I love a Grimsby away. I really, really do. I mean, it is a bit of a local derby for Donny, so that might be something to do with it, but I really, really enjoy Grimsby away. It's on the seaside. It's, like I say, lovely fish and chip outside. You got Mackey's and all sorts. You got food places. We've got a fan zone as well. The food inside the ground is really, really good as well. And then plenty of pubs in Cleethorpes, which is just a short walk away from Grimsby. You've obviously got the seaside. Last time we did it, we stopped over and I planned us a pub crawl from our hotel to the ground, which we really, really enjoyed. It involved about 8 or 9 pubs. Yeah, I always look forward to Grimsby away. It's I think it's a bit of nostalgia as well because I used to go on holiday to Cleethorpes as a kid all the time. So, but it is just a fantastic away day. Like I say, on the beach, plenty of pubs, plenty of stuff to do. It's an old, it is, the stadium is looking a bit worse for wear, but it is always good to go to these old stadiums, that have a bit of character about them. And yeah, it's just the fixture I always look for first in the football calendar. Grimsby away. I know a lot down south or other places will probably disagree because I can imagine it is a bit of a ball ache to get to. But nevertheless, that is the ground, that is the away date that takes the gold medal for me. Okay, so there we have it. That is my list of ranking the League Two away days in 23-24 season. So no one's going to agree with this. Absolutely no one. And I know you're all going to slate me in the comments. So let me know, what's your favourite away day? What's your least favourite away day in League Two for 23-24 season? Which away day are you looking forward to most next season? Let me know in the comments. I know I've contradicted myself a lot here, but just let me know anyway what ones you're looking forward to the most. And yeah, and if you fancy doing a full 1-24 list, let's see it. I wanna compare. I want to see what, because you never know. So someone somewhere might have Forest Green as a favourite away day. I doubt it, but you never know, do you? But anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. So thank you very much for watching. If you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel and like the video with an old or new viewer. So that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.